Yes, sir. It's about time we talk about the movie of the year, Transformers Prime. And I think that we can all agree that this film is a 10 out of 10. But hey, I'm not here to waste y'all time. Just make sure to grab your Doritos and also hit that subscribe button if y'all want to see more Transformers in the future. So the scene starts off with the leader himself, Sentinel Prime, making his arrival on stage with literally the entire population of Cybertron in attendance. And today is a very special day because everyone is honoring the Primes that helped save Cybertron, and you can just see Duke Dennis in the very back. I know he was going crazy back in 900 BC. And right before the Iacon 5000 is about to commence, we then see Orion Pax give D-16 a jetpack, and then Pax is like, we gotta show them we're more than just miners. And my boy D-16 was not ready to race because he was like, no, wait. But I do not blame Orion Pax for trying to find a way out, because if I worked as a miner digging energon for 29 hours a day, I would lose my mind, because they don't even get paid a dime for this. Like, I would rather become a TikTok NPC. Y'all are never gonna catch me in the mines ever, bro. So the race kicks off with Pax lifting up D-16, and they immediately get to flying like they're playing jetpack joyride. But then Sentinel is like, hey yo, why is there miners in my race right now? And I know Drake heard that and started going bonkers, cause bro, why are you this happy for? Put this man in jail now with the diddler. Pax and D-16 then hit 2 clean weaves in a row, out here moving like a smooth criminal. And as y'all can see, the racing field was pure chaos, cause D-16 body slams Pax right onto the ground, and they were really out here running while there were vehicles right behind them. Like, they were really out here waddling around like Teletubbies. They couldn't even transform. Even Sentinel was like, man, send these goofies back to the mining field. So then Pax and D-16 find a little shortcut to get ahead in the race, and they waste no time because both of them come flying out like a cannonball like it's Angry Birds. So they both land onto a transformer and take absolutely no fall damage, causing them to take 3rd place in the race. But hey, I assure you, if there was nobody to save Pax and D-16, they would have got the Black Widow treatment, because nobody is surviving that fall unless you got a launch pad. But then out of nowhere, a random magnetic field appears and it stops everyone from proceeding forwards in the race. But then Pax is like, hold up, let me cook. But to my surprise, both of them end up making a run for it, and after a bit of struggle, they successfully make it through, which puts Pax and D-16 in very first place. And look at dude in the crowd, he was busting the most meanest dance moves I've ever seen. But then out of the blue, we suddenly see a random ship get torn into pieces, which ends up smacking D-16 in the legs. But Pax, being the realest friend, is like, we do this together. And this is where the commentator starts glazing the miners, because he is like,
Most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heartbreaking, exciting.
See, that's glazing. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's glazing, bro.
But sadly, it was way too good to be true, because they get absolutely bodied by this random NPC, and he ends up winning the Iacon 5000, causing Pax and D-16 to fumble the whole race. Cause nah, this dude is actually a meathead. He could have just drove right around them, but instead he decided to give them Derrick Rhodes injuries. What do you gain from that? So after the race finishes, Pax and D-16 start celebrating with Sentinel Prime for almost clutching first place. And these boys were getting amped up because they realized that they were more than just miners. But they're having a fun time until they get approached by the same Transformer from earlier in the Iacon 5000 who lost all because of Pax and D-16. But bro was not trying to let that slide, because he takes both of them to the Diddy Asylum, and bro is actually a D1 hater because he leaves Pax and D-16 alone in the middle of nowhere. But then we get introduced to a whole nother transformer called B127, also famously known as B. And bro, the moment this man came into the movie, he just never kept his mouth shut, because even D-16 is like, alright bro, cut the yapping, how do we get out of here? Actually we don't, we're supposed to stay here and focus on doing our job. Like man, ain't nobody got time for that. But here's where things get real spicy, because the group finds an old hologram of Unk fighting for Cybertron back in the old days, Alpha Trion. And Pax puts 2 and 2 in together and is like, this is where the Primes died in the Quintesson War, which means that this is where the matrix of leadership is. But D-16 was not interested in this, because he's like, man, this isn't Scooby-Doo, we're not here to solve a mystery, and also, what the hell even is a matrix of leadership? And it's very clear to me that D-16 ended up in the wrong friend group, because why would y'all want to spend the rest of your life with a dude like this?
But you can totally have it. I'll sleep in the corner next to Atron.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So after everyone makes their escape from the Diddy Asylum, we then see Pax, B, and D-16 start climbing on top of this train like they're Miles Morales. And these boys were fighting for their lives trying to hold on. And bro, they did all of this just for Alita's attention, and you cannot convince me otherwise, cause y'all be doing anything when the ladies are around.
Come on, don't be a third wheel.
But in the span of 5 seconds, we get this absolute exquisite scenery change, and I can't even put this into words myself. That's just how beautiful it is. Cause we really got a whole sunset and everything. I might have to make this my wallpaper. Cause bro, when I was first watching this scene, I got the same type of feeling when you drink that McDonald's Sprite. It just hits different. Like someone better give the Transformer animators a raise right now. Michael Bay could never direct a movie like this. I do not care. Yo guys, what's behind us? And then we see a bunch of rocks that are forming very quickly, coming straight at them. But then we arguably get one of the funniest scenes in Transformers history.
Or closer.
But hey, real quick, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not already, because I have my eyes on you right now. So the group finally begins their expedition to find the Matrix of Leadership, and this man B-127 has absolutely no game because he starts talking about some...
Actually, it's pronounced
Bruh.
Shut up!
Like, B, she is not interested in you, bro. Maybe you can tell her to hit me up. Like, you know it's bad when she didn't even bother responding to B. They're out here giving my boy Bumblebee a bad reputation for no reason. Cause how did bro go from pulling Megan Fox to this? Like, I would genuinely rather see B without a voice box in this movie because he just never stops yapping. So Pax ends up leading everyone to the location of where the Primes used to fight back in the day, and after a bit of exploring around looking for the Matrix of Leadership, they come across absolutely nothing. But that's until after some digging around, they finally find the legend himself, Alpha Trion, whose spark seems to be completely non-existent. But I guess bro was just having fun at that Billie Jean concert. Unc was probably talking about some, but the kid is not my son. Pax then proceeds to insert a tiny cube inside of Alpha Trion's mouth, and Unc immediately starts tweaking out, having a whole heart attack. But I guess those World War II flashbacks are nothing to play around with, because you could enter war looking like SpongeBob and come out looking like Squidward. My dog Alpha Trion has been through it. So Unc starts questioning the entire crew, talking about, what kind of Transformers can't transform? What even are you guys? Actually, we're cogless miners back on Iacon, and Unc starts getting confused, because he's like, miners? But right as Pax mentions bringing the Matrix of Leadership back to Sentinel Prime, this man Alpha Trion loses it. Sentinel is a snake, he's no Prime. And everyone thinks that Unc is crazy in the head, but then he actually reveals the truth to Sentinel's backstory. And bro, turns out this entire time, Sentinel was secretly working behind closed doors for the OPPS, also known as the Quintessons. And this man Sentinel is actually a D1 manipulator, like he's an anime villain, cause he was killing his own blood in the war, and they showed all of this in 4K HD footage. Sentinel betrayed us! But honestly, I was not even surprised that Sentinel is a traitor, cause I mean, y'all remember what he did to my boy Ironhide in Darker Than Moon? He literally backstabbed him for no reason. So where exactly did the Matrix of Leadership go? Sentinel made a deal with the new rulers of Cybertron, the Quintessons. Who? So we discovered that the countless nights of mining for Energon was being deposited to the Quintessons the entire time. All that hard work gone, reduced to atoms. And even after giving loads of Energon to the OPPS, this man was still demanding more from Sentinel. And on top of that, this man starts letting out his Playboy Max breath. Please keep your mouth closed. We do not want to smell that.
Hey, deodorant. Let's see. Roll on or stick?
I think she should buy both.
But Sentinel was trying to stay alive by all means possible, cause he has the audacity to say this.
Triple time every mining shift. No miner gets a break until I get my energon.
Are you serious right now, bro?
And then we get the hardest scene in the entire film, cause Unc gives everyone a cog so that they can actually transform. And I'm not even gonna lie, these new designs were mad clean. Like they really had that drip on like Norman Osborn. And I heard some of y'all say that they don't look good or something. Like y'all gotta be blind, bro. They were cooking in that studio. I don't care what any brainless critic has to say. You must go back to Iacon City and tell everyone that Sentinel is a disgrace. He is not one of us. Hold on, my Unc kinda spitting right now. But this is where we all knew that the Autobots were about to turn into Pooh, Shiesty, and Dirk and about to get it back in blood. So after Alpha Trion gets captured by Sentinel, they start having a little one-on-one, and I respect Unc because even in front of Sentinel, he lets out his true words talking about, you're a traitor and a disgrace. And Sentinel was really out here moving like Ozai from Avatar when he almost offed his own son, cause bro puts the blade to his neck, and I guess Unc was not interested in living anymore cause he starts talking mad trash. But I guess Sentinel was not trying to get Lil Broed by Duke Dennis Sr. cause out of nowhere, this man Sentinel dices him up with his blade and sends Alpha Alpha Trion to the gulag. Like, bro, you did not have to do all that. Even Arachnid felt bad. She knew that was beyond overkill. Like, hold on, is this not a Cybertronian crime or something? Leaders can just get away with anything nowadays. SMH, man.
Lock his ass up! Lock his ass up! You're going to jail! You're going to jail!
So the Autobots end up getting tased one by one, and after a few minutes of blackout, they end up getting captured and wake up to Starscream, Shockwave, and Soundwave. And basically, the Decepticons start interrogating everyone, asking why they're in enemy land right now, literally in the middle of nowhere. And nah, I'm actually crying, bro, cause tell me why they got Donald Trump voice acting for Starscream right now.
The idea of a unified Cybertron is a myth. All that counts.
But D-16 was not trying to get commanded by Starscream out of all people, cause he's like, nah, I'ma do my own thing. And this is the exact moment where D-16's mental state starts deteriorating, cause this man Starscream is like, you ain't gonna disrespect me and walk away. But Sentinel slaps back with, you think you're the king? No, I'm the king. But D-16 clearly had enough of the jibber jabber, cause he lands a vicious headbutt and starts a whole fight, causing Starscream to put up the fist. This is what I'm talking about, man. And you know Starscream has been waiting for this moment ever since he became a side character in Transformers Prime. I know Starscream was dreaming all night to knock the daylights out of D-16. So the boxing finally starts off with Starscream flying into the air, but then instantly gets his legs blocked. And then he blasts his thrusters in Megatron's face, hoping to turn him into Deadpool. But then Sentinel follows up by gliding in and slamming D-16 into a rock, just starts beating the Cybertronian right out of him. Bro's gonna be talking like Floyd Mayweather after this. But that boy D-16 had to put Starscream in his place. You're not that guy, pal.
Trust me, you're not that guy.
Cause he kicks him to the ground like a soccer ball, lands on top of him, and starts putting the beats on Starscream. Like, I find it funny how even Soundwave allowed this beating to take place. He didn't even give Soundwave the chance to intervene. Man, it really be your own brothers nowadays. You gotta watch your back at all times like Madara. You heard what Drake said, right? Backstab so many times I started walking backward. And this is where D-16 just starts crashing out completely, because he starts gripping onto Starscream's neck harder than Rod Wave holding onto a chicken sandwich. But hey, D-16 did have the right to get angry. I respect him for that, but not this angry to the point where he pulls out a tactical weapon.
Whoa, brother, whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
Like, even D-16 didn't know his bag ran that deep, and I just love how they designed this part, because it made D-16 realize the true potential he actually holds. And this is a major development in D-16's character, because ORION PAX sees his own friend go down the wrong path, commanding Starscream's army to join the dark side on some Darth Vader type timing. Yeah man, we're all gonna take Sentinel down together, he's done for. But as we're all in the midst of this, we then get interrupted by the Quintessons, who blow the entire place to absolute shreds. Like, nah, that man Sentinel is diabolical. He really called in a UAV and deployed every single one of his troops. He wanted everyone gone. Cause Sentinel, why in the world are you beefing with your own kind? That's like Queso making fun of Rod Wave for eating too many Hot Pockets. Y'all are on the same team. That's friendly fire. So then B hops on top of ORION PAX, and they waste absolutely no time getting to work, cause they literally start boosting their KD ratios on these NPC Decepticons, wiping them off the map like there's some battle droids from Lego Star Wars. Like, it's way too easy out here for ORION PAX. He got that dog in him, looking like LeBron from 2018. Alita then pulls up in fashion inside of the Batmobile, getting ready to catch bodies, cause she lands a double karate kick, picks up the weapon, and gets to blasting away. But then right as this NPC was about to shoot at Alita, this man Orion sacrifices his own body to save Alita, resulting in both of them getting laid out. So then the Quintessons end up leaving the vicinity with both D-16 and B in their possession, and I know Sentinel is gonna have a field day when he gets his hands on them. He's gonna be like, yes! And hey, if you made it this far, make sure to hit the subscribe button before we get into the real action, baby. So Sentinel confronts all of the Autobots that were devising plans on how to take him out of commission earlier and has them together as a whole. And this rascal Sentinel starts putting the blame on them, talking about, you guys are the traitors, you've been working with the Quintessons. Like, why you always lying? Stop freaking lying. Cause bro, what are you talking about? We saw all the footage of you being the Kevin Durant of the Transformers verse. Nobody is on your side anymore. So while Sentinel is pressing B-127, we then see D-16 rise up from his knees. And I'm not gonna lie, my dog was standing on business, cause he's like, I'm not kneeling in front of a snake, who do you think I am? And honestly, I'm just gonna let the rest play out, cause D-16's voice actor just did a splendid job, bro. Chef's kiss.
You don't scare me because I don't have anything left to lose.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Sentinel then gives D-16 a knuckle sandwich and then starts flexing the cog that he stole from Megatronus. Like, nah, how are you gonna flex the chain that you took? That just makes no logical sense. And to make matters even worse, this man Sentinel starts torturing D-16 to the point where he tattoos the Autobot logo on his chest. And first off, you are not cooking with that at all, bro. This is literally worse than that Dwayne Wade statue, and he was talking about, I think it's one of the best statues that's ever been created.
Stop the cap.
So then the camera cuts to ORION PAX, who's just casually chilling at the highest building in Iacon like he's Bruce Wayne himself. And hey, I have no clue how he got there, but this man PAX was on a mission today talking about the city needs me. Nah, I'm crying. He really thinks he's me, bro.
For all I know, you could be Batman!
I am not Batman. I'm Batman.
So he fearlessly jumps right off the top and eventually makes his way over to the miners, who are all astonished at the fact that Pax finally got a paint job. Like, these miners haven't felt the touch of a brush since they were born. Just like Kevin Durant, he hasn't gotten a fresh fade in decades. And oh nah, you're telling me that this is Jazz right here? Like, they really gave this man Kai Cenat measurements. Like, there's no way that he's that short. But anywho, Pax tells the miners that Sentinel is a complete fraud and also lets them know that the cogs that they once had were snatched away from Sentinel himself. And that obviously causes the miners to stand up for justice. And so Pax then turns into MLK and tells everyone, follow me, nothing can stop us when we stand together. And at this moment in the movie, I was ready to suit up for battle myself. Like, honey, where is my super suit? So the final battle rolls off with ORION PAX making his arrival into Iacon with all of these miners by his side. And right off the bat, this man PAX starts brutally one-tapping these Decepticons and wipes out like 10 in the span of 5 seconds, out here moving like his name is Orion Wick or something. But then literally out of nowhere, PAX gets body checked against the train and Arachnid starts spamming the same move over and over again like a little sibling in Super Smash Bros. ORION PAX then decides to unleash his inner Chris Brown, cause he lands a juicy right to the point where Arachnid's head gets spun around 180 degrees. Like, what the shish kebabs, bro? There is absolutely no chiropractor on earth that's fixing that right there. But he really gave her that SpongeBob treatment. Arachnid then decides to pull out these Diddy eyeballs, and I don't even know where she acquired those freaky things from. She must have got them from Donzo or something. And tell me how she has all of these eyeballs but couldn't see the tower that they were directly about to land into that was probably about to turn them into Flat Stanley. But luckily for Pax, he manages to break into the train, which ends up ramming into Sentinel directly and causes for the train to be stuck in between this building. Like, bro, imagine the Autobots that were casually working inside of there and just randomly got struck by a rod wave-sized object. But the Avengers would be mad proud right now because they do this on a daily basis. They see a random building to destroy and they're like, oh, say less. ORION PAX then hits the most majestic jump known to mankind and then shoots this NPC and then ends it by tossing his weapon and blowing this Decepticon into smithereens. So Pax then goes to free his homeboy D-16, of course, but then he proceeds to drop the coldest line in the entire movie, bar none.
What has he done to you? This is nothing compared to what I'm gonna do to Sentinel.
So now we're nearing the climax of the movie because Pax starts broadcasting live footage of Sentinel betraying every single miner in Iacon City. I took everyone's cocks from their bodies. I took everyone's cocks from their bodies. I took everyone's cocks from their bodies. And their reaction right here says it all. They're in pure disbelief because they start hitting the Uncle Ruckus.
This can't be.
And in the middle of Sentinel about to send D-16 right to the grave, he's like, why am I hearing myself right now? And Sentinel comes to find out that literally everyone and their moms knows that he's a traitor to his city. So while Sentinel has his back turned on D-16, while he's reconsidering his entire life, thinking where he went wrong, this man takes the only chance that he has and uses it to tackle the crap out of Sentinel and starts giving him that Batman special, just rearranging Sentinel's face like some Play-Doh. Bro's really gonna be coming out this fight looking like handsome Squidward. And ORION PAX is just watching all of this on the sidelines like,
What have I done?
because he's probably never seen D-16 this infuriated. But D-16 and Sentinel then go flying around a bit until they finally collide into the side of a building, causing both of them to end up on this little platform like they're about to have a one-on-one sword battle like Wii Sports Resort. And just to make things clear, y'all are not messing with me in that game. I used to give Matt the bald guy that work back in the day. So then D-16 starts walking up to Sentinel slowly but surely, about to put an end to his demise. And this man Sentinel was really fearing for his life, talking about,
Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something!
But then Orion Pax hops into Patrick Star's brain cause he dives right in and saves Sentinel's life for some reason. Orion, are you on my team or Sentinel's team? Everyone in Iacon knows the truth. Sentinel is a snake. The truth ain't enough. I'm gonna boom Sentinel and send him back to lockdown. And honestly, from this point out, every action that D-16 decides to do is completely justifiable cause this man literally tried shooting off D-16's head like 5 minutes ago. Like, why is Pax acting like Sentinel got a good heart all of a sudden? This man needs to be exterminated. He doesn't deserve another breath on this earth. But D-16 had enough of the talk no jutsu cause he activates friendly fire and smacks Orion in the face and then follows up by kicking him straight to the ground. And at this point in the movie, I was literally cheering for D-16, and there is not a lot of times where I'm on the so-called villain side, but this right here is an exception, and I think most of us can agree on that. So D-16 ups the blaster on Sentinel, but right as he was about to shoot, this man Pax sacrifices his own dang life for Sentinel and takes a bullet to his chest. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, the animators did their thing on this one. I almost shed into tears, I can't even lie. I can't remember the last time I was this emotional watching a Transformers movie.
Incredible.
So D-16 grabs Orion Pax's arm and prevents him from falling off the edge, and you can just tell that D-16 felt remorse for Pax and realized that he was about to lose a day one. But then D-16 makes the transition and he's like, nah, I don't need you anymore, and drops my dog Orion Pax straight into the void of darkness. And bro, this moment right here had me absolutely devastated cause ain't no way they were about to kill off Orion Pax and end the movie right there and expect us Transformers fans to be satisfied. Hell no! But this is where Megatron starts going overboard because he gives this man a Superman punch, picks this one up, and RKOs him neck first. He's gonna be looking like those car dealership balloons. You are not coming out of the hospital after that one. D-16 then meanly backhands this dude, and then we finally get to the good part because D-16 rips Sentinel apart like a Kit Kat bar, putting an end to Cybertron's corrupt leader.
It's about damn time.
So Megatron takes the cog out of his body and then starts talking about, follow me and follow the new age of a leader. But while that's happening, we then see Orion Pax have a little talk and greet with the past primes like he's Avatar Aang in the Avatar state. And bro, I don't care what anyone says, this has to be the greatest Transformers scene in history, bro.
Megatron, arise!
Optimus Prime.
So while Megatron is raining pure terror on Iacon, this girl Alita decides to come in talking about, stop, it's over. Like, come on shorty, we all know you cannot stop Megatron. But this is a pure monster we're dealing with because he picks Alita up and then smashes her right through the ground and she was shook. I mean, she did have the chance to run away. I have no clue what was going on in her Gary the snail-sized brain. But my boy B lands a clean kick just for bro to get minked by a right, and then Alita's 50 IQ having app tries choking Megatron out. Like, I don't know why Alita was taking notes from Captain America. What is strangling a robot exactly gonna do for you? So Megatron then knees Bumblebee and then flings Alita to the ground. Like, nah, why are you looking at me for help? Get up! But then we get the most greatest, the most spectacular, the most fantastic scene in the entire franchise. Oh my goodness, and the crowd goes wild. That entrance is actually undefeatable. And look at Optimus Prime posing for the gram. I know Alita is gonna love this one. I might have to frame this in my house. Like, even Megatron had to drop his jaw in pure awe. It really doesn't get any better than this. You know, Megatron, we might be enemies right now, but we were brothers once.
Why are you crying?
So Megatron goes in for a hefty right, barely evades it, and then Optimus strikes with a telegraph right, but Megatron counters with a gut check, had Optimus gasping for air. Optimus then decides to dig in his deep bag of tricks like Houdini, cause he transforms into a truck and knocks Megatron to his knees. Look who's the king now. But Optimus said this beef is personal cause he body slams the crap out of Megatron, getting sent to ground level, to which Optimus tries a quick left but it's blocked. And then Megatron uses his blaster to give Optimus a Looney Tunes head bump, and I know the primes are watching it from above with pure disappointment. So Megatron pulls out another weapon, but that did not faze Optimus cause he brings out a flamethrower and starts burning Megatron alive. But Optimus must have forgot metal is resistant to fire cause Megatron blicks Optimus, sending him back. Megatron then jump scares Optimus and starts beating the dog crap out of him. Like, this cannot be your brother, bro. You're trying to put an end to Optimus Prime like Invincible. Megatron starts using Optimus as a surfboard forward, but my boy was tactical cause he retracts his own head, preventing him from getting turned into Swiss cheese. And then Optimus follows up with a Falco punch, forcing Megatron to transform into a whole tank. But then Optimus Prime hits the Thor slide on Megatron, yoinks his blaster, and then smacks Megatron in the hip with it. But Megatron really had unlimited weapons in his inventory cause he aimed right at Optimus and he had bro shook. This man ain't never seen Megatron this strong since Transformers 2007. I know bro was getting those flashbacks. Megatron then proceeds to blast the life out of Optimus, giving him even more brain damage than Patrick Star. But ladies and gentlemen, he's not finished because he hits bro with a random object and then slams Optimus against the floor. Like this man Megatron needs to calm down before I put a restraining order on him. Megatron then starts giving Optimus a taste of that African belt beating, and he was really doing this all over Cybertron. If I'm Optimus, I'm just gonna leave the planet on the spot. What more do you want from me? But then Optimus is like, now I'm really mad, cause bro sends a gigantic shockwave sending Megatron flying like a bird. But then right as the cameraman pans over from Megatron, we then see Optimus with a huge medieval weapon, and we already knew how hard he was about to cook. So Megatron weaves Optimus Prime's attack, starts shooting at nothing but air, and then Megatron dodges the axe, only for him to get kicked off screen like an actual side character. And from this point on, it was all hopeless, cause Megatron's goons tried jumping Optimus, but then he starts wiping them out one by one, doing them in the worst ways imaginable. Optimus was really out here moving like the Bayverse serial killer we all know. They should have never made this man angry. So then we get to the final showdown between the two rivals, and it begins with Megatron mindlessly firing his blasters, hoping for a miracle. I mean, hey, maybe Rod Wave will start dropping good music one day. But then Optimus Prime turns into a Jedi cause he starts wielding his weapon like a Star Saver, and then finally ends the fight by doing a clean 180 turn, slicing Megatron's blaster like pure butter, putting him where he belongs.
You're the king, I'm the king!
And then we get this final emotional scene where Optimus starts talking some sense into Megatron, telling him, you betrayed me and everyone on Cybertron. You better get moving. I don't want to see your face ever again. And if you enjoyed this just as much as I did, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I'm out. Peace.